The aunt of ice hockey star Adam Johnson has called for justice and a complete investigation into his death. Johnson's aunt, Carrie, speaking from her home in Minnesota where Johnson grew up, called for a detailed probe into the circumstances surrounding his death and questioned opposition player Matt Petgrave. "It was very reckless," she told Yorkshire Live. "I just want them to get it right. We are looking for justice for Adam. The manoeuvre was totally unnecessary. We are absolutely calling for a complete investigation. You don't take your leg and kick somebody and cut their throat. I'm sorry. We were watching the game in real time and we did witness what happened. Horrific is the word to describe it. My nephew was 6 foot tall, and whether you lost your balance or not, to have that leg come up that high and do a kicking motion like he did, that is just unacceptable. I think the actions were unnecessary. It was just unnecessary. Nobody touched him. I've watched that video hundreds of times. That's not a hockey play. That's not a check." She continued, "I'm sure Mr. Petgrave probably didn't even think about what the consequences could be of that happening, but there comes a time when you have to realise that's not hockey. And I'm sure he's going through a lot too, but he took our boy. There are a few of us in the family that think it was a totally unnecessary, very, very bad action to take." Carrie went on to explain the impact the tragedy has had on their family and insisted they were determined for there to be as thorough investigation as possible. She added, quote, "I would have to say his mother has probably been the strongest of us, but I don't know deep down inside if she's still in shock or crying when she's alone. She's just been very strong. As far as his dad, my brother, he's just been a mess, along with Adam's grandma and Adam's brother and myself. I just want them to get it right. It's not going to bring my nephew back. We just want to make sure they get it right. If they find against what I feel, I will have to accept that. But I felt throughout it's very, very reckless and unnecessary. It took a life. I don't want to see it for someone else." Several tributes have been paid to Johnson since his passing, and Carrie insisted this was testament to what a popular and brilliant person he was. She said, quote, "He was just a wonderful young man. He loved everybody. He was kind to everybody. He was generous. He was an amazing kid. He loved everything he did. He wanted to be the best at everything he took on, but he didn't want any of the fanfare. He was humble. He just wanted to be good at whatever it was and move on to the next thing. We knew what a great kid Adam was, but we're finding out now since his passing how many lives he touched." Now tomorrow I will be interviewing Zach from the channel Friendly Fire, who has kindly agreed to come on the channel, a former Division 1 ice hockey player, to discuss the hit on Adam Johnson and everything surrounding this incident. I would imagine that that episode will most likely be released on my channel tomorrow evening, so do look out for that. As always, many thanks for joining me for this video. I look forward to seeing you all again for the next one. Take care. Cheers.